even they blocked the road, even they stopped me, even they closed the doors, even they hide my passport. With any reason, they weren't just coming to stop me to play soccer, but I didn't stop. I continue.
Welcome to The Giving Game, the only show where professional athletes are banned from talking about their sport.
That's right.
No stats, no game recaps, no media-trained answers.
I'm your host,
Sophie Weitzel, and every episode we find out who these athletes actually are when the cameras stop rolling and the jerseys come off. We're talking untold stories, questionable life decisions, dating disasters, money, family,
fame, philanthropy, and all the stuff
their PR teams would probably prefer stayed off the internet.
But here's the twist.
Every episode is tied to a charity or cause chosen by the athlete. So while we're exposing personalities, we're also raising real money and driving measurable impact
for the organizations that matter. There are only 3 rules on this show. No sports talk, no filters, raise as much money as possible. So if you've ever wondered what athletes are really like off the field, welcome to The Giving Game. Let the game begin.
Well, I want to formally welcome you here today, Dr. Hajar Abulfazl. She has the most incredible story, and she is officially our first female guest, and I am honestly so honored that you are our first. You've been my dream first female guest for quite a while. I think you know that. So thank you again for coming today. I'm going to tell Dr. Hajar the 3 rules of our podcast. It is, we don't talk sports talk. We talk about real things outside of life. 2, we try not to have PR answers. Try to just keep it real with people. We try to make a real difference here. So keep it real. And the 3rd is to try to raise as much money for your cause that we possibly can. So are you ready?
I am. Thank you so much.
Yes. Welcome. So, Dr. Hajar, will you tell me a little bit more about Soccer Without Borders and what cause you're championing here today?
Thank you. Soccer Without Borders is a nonprofit in the United States and global, and we have working in the different cities. It is nonprofit serving youthcomers and youth underserved and newcomers and refugee in the United States and different cities. I have honored to work in the different cities in Bay Area and Colorado and Boston and also in Maryland. And we have also outside of US 2 other cities and 2 countries, Uganda and Nicaragua. We are in the different cities, but we are all following in the same rules and the same curriculum we have built for our programming in soccer, community, and education that our program is started with soccer, and we're inviting anybody through soccer that we're welcoming them from soccer. And the soccer is just the beginning. Then as soon we invite them and we have them as a team or as a player or as an individual, then the program really started that every coach in a middle school or in high school level or even graduated, then we are offering as a mentorship or community building above the soccer field. Yes, soccer is very important for us, like daily, but most important is do they feel safe? They feel comfortable in our space.
Yeah, I love that. So do you care to tell my listeners just a little bit about your background and kind of where you came from and how you got here?
Yes, I born and raised in Afghanistan, a country 1,000 miles away from United States. I raised there and I found soccer when I was teenager, and the power of sport, it changed entire my life and shaped my life. And now I'm so happy that I chose and I found a sport of football we call there, but now we call soccer. That gave me confidence, gave me pathway for my future, and opened a lot of opportunities. Then eventually, couple years playing in my high school, I selected as in Afghanistan national team. Then through the journey of Afghanistan national team, I had traveled in so many countries to compete and have a friendly matches. And yeah, it was kind of the best memory of my life. And I had honor to represent my country inside of Afghanistan and outside of Afghanistan. And after a couple of years playing in Afghanistan, then because of lack of security or so many other challenges we had, most of our core players, they left Afghanistan and they went outside to another countries to be safe. Then kind of we had lost a good amount of number in Afghanistan. Then Football Federation asked me to come and lead the Department of Women. Then as soon as I started to work for Football Federation, kind of my mission shaped to not just playing technically or kind of building skills for myself, and also it's shaped to go knock the doors and bring more girls on the game. Like kind of we had couple numbers or couple teams in the city, but my mission changed to bring and increase the number inside of Afghanistan. Then after working day by day and year on year, then I could say like that was hard, but I was happy to do it because that was like kind of build myself to advocate more for the girls. If I give a little background from my country, it's that time we started soccer in Afghanistan, it was hard and the families was coming after a couple of years of Taliban regime. What does that mean? That means all the girls and women was hidden in at home and they were not participating outside of the houses. That after Taliban went and the new government arrived, then that was like the time I found soccer. Then all the mindset of my people was kind of staying to girls are not allowing to be outside. Then the advocacy of my generation started to not just kicking the ball in the field and representing the country. We make the statement every time we go to the field, every time we go to the media. It was the voice or it was the sound to we have to say it and bring more girls in our team. Then after a couple of years I working, then I made 5,000 girls registered in Football Federation, and we expand our work from one city to the 7 major cities of Afghanistan. And we had international referees and we had coaches that they have higher educated, like licensed coaching from Asia and also from FIFA. Then all those one is coming to, we were just playing soccer, same time we were coaching the younger ones, and the same time we were working for Football Federation to bring more girls, because we didn't have any archive. We didn't have any blueprint before us. We didn't have any like role model, like, okay, this is the coach. I could just ask them or I
No resources. Yeah.
more neuro services. But it
Yeah.
was kind of, we were doing all of it. That was kind of shaped, and I'm so happy it's still in the United States. I'm using the soccer and power of a sport to bring more girls in the game.
Yeah, I want to circle back into how long were you in Afghanistan under the Taliban regime when you personally were there?
I born during of the first time of regime, and my family had been forced to leave the Afghanistan. Then we moved to another cities outside of Afghanistan to neighbor countries, and we stay. And I start my elementary in Pakistan and Iran. Then when Taliban left, then we came back. Like, to answer that question, I was exactly not. I was 6 months when the Taliban was leading the country. Then we left Afghanistan. When we came back, then I finished my elementary. Then I started my middle school in Afghanistan. Then I continue until I finished the whole education in Afghanistan.
Yeah, that's absolutely incredible. I think, you've spent your whole adult life in part of your teen life, it sounds like, advocating for women and making sure that women have a room and a place in rooms and classrooms and in sports, and that they have a place here. Who was that first person for you that was like, Hajar, you have a place, you're more than this? Is there anybody that that resonates with you?
Wow, nobody asked me this question. I like to answer, and I was in my high school around. I was about to finish my 8th grade to go to the 9th grade. I had my physical education teacher kind of in Kabul, Afghanistan. There's one teacher and she's leading the whole sport in the school. Then she was inviting all the girls to come play basketball because she used to play basketball in Afghanistan. Then anytime I was touching the ball with my hands, but I was eventually was going to my feet, like kind of like I like to play football. And I told her that I don't like basketball. I like to do football. Then she opened the opportunity for me and said, let's start a team of football because I like also football. Then she opened the door and she introduced me to the Football Federation. She introduced me to another schools. I think that's my physical education teacher. Her name is Halima, was still in my mind because that was the first person believed on me and trusted me and give me space to touch the ball, pass the ball, also created that space, like gave the ball, like
Yeah.
order a ball to the school. And we started with like, even we had basketball ball, volleyball ball, but we didn't have soccer ball. Then she provided. That's the start of my life with the soccer at that school with that teacher. Then that's why, like, if I just jump into it right now, it's like we always need a person, a coach, a space
Yeah.
to believe on you, and that provide that space so you can go free, like play, like as
Yeah.
a freedom, like as a free
Excel.
or
Yeah.
like, yeah, that was the teacher. I think it's still in my mind. I appreciate that you answered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
you ask me that question.
yeah, I think that's just we all need to think about that and remember those people in our lives that believed in us and maybe pushed us when we didn't even know we were capable of more, right? Because you've been told your whole life you're this, if you're told you're an apple your whole life and somebody comes in and says you're an orange, you could be an orange, you can be whatever you want. It's like almost like that first time somebody says it, you're like, "Oh, I can." And so I think that's a really powerful thing to ask, and I want to kind of touch on that a little bit because you have mentored so many young women and you've come to America and, been that person for so many young girls. And I want to know what is like your core mission when it comes to coaching. Is it to coach the game or is it to coach the person?
I would say I coach the person. Yes, as a coach, like you winning is important, but like skills and improve their knowledge about soccer is very important. But what I am serving or what I am coaching is the community. They came here for safety. They forced to be here, kind of voluntary. They're not at that space. Like through Soccer Without Borders, we are serving the newcomers and refugee. Kind of when I have the players in front of me, I don't have them only as a soccer player. I have the whole human. Then I'm coaching them to teach them directly or that indirectly to how they step to this field and how to get out of here stronger, more powerful, like not just a soccer player, as a leader, like how as a leader to they can make decision for themselves, to be confident in any room they enter and anywhere they go to speak. Kind of that soccer gave me that power, gave me that confidence, and now I am going to coach my girls to be like that. Like if you are quiet, if your English is the second language or even the third language, and you don't have any friend in this space, but we are here and
Yeah.
Soccer Web Borders coach to provide that one and give you that space to you feel comfortable and
Right.
find yourself, better version of yourself.
Well, I've learned so much just from speaking to athletes who kind of use their platform and they say, after they're done with their career, they go on and they like to mentor young kids. And it's all about you can't coach a person unless you know who they are at home. Do you know if they're being abused at home? Do you know what their home life is like? Are they hungry? Are they coming to practice, well fed? Are they coming, do they have 6 other kids at home, and is it just a single mom? And, I feel like you can't properly coach a kid, right? Or motivate a kid if you don't know anything about them, because then it's just another number to that coach. Do you feel like that's an accurate statement?
It is very accurate. It is kind of coaching is building trust, building connection with the players. If, as you mentioned, if you don't know the pain, you cannot heal it, and you cannot like kind of as a doctor, because I studied medical doctor. If you don't know the pain, you cannot provide the medicine for them. Then you have to know, and we always make every day is working to make better connection with each other, me and my player, me and their parents, and bring that one and build the trust between 3 of us. Like always, I say like my work and my mission is triangle. Like me one angle, the family, and the players. And these three angles are working with together. Like each of them should be strong to make another angle stronger. Then building trust between me and my player, and player between other with the family, and family with me, is kind of building to understand what they are going through. If they are struggling with their school, are they struggling with financially? If they need support with for employment, that's why like part of our Soccer Without Borders program is the community building. And part of that one is the family visit. Like every new sessions or new seasons, I'm going to see the parents and understanding what is going on with their life, and then they need anything, they need food, they need equipment, they need furniture, like kind of that one. Because me myself or Soccer Without Borders cannot provide all of it, but we have friends, we have
Right.
connections, we know someone to make that happen.
Yeah.
That's why like part of like some Saturdays we don't have game days, then they're coming to the office, so we can apply for driver license, we can apply for financial aid, we can apply for kind of health insurance, for dental, like all those ones is kind of supporting beyond the field to
Yeah.
like understanding. They're sharing like, Coach Hajar, I need this. If I understand, I will definitely help them right away. If not, I will connect them with another coach.
Yeah.
Which like in SWB we have. I'm so happy that 1/3 of the Soccer Border staff is alumni. The alumni, that means they can speak different languages. Like I don't know the Swahili. I
Oh,
don't know like French. I don't know Spanish, but I have
that's
other
cool.
colleagues that they can come connect with them. Like knowing another language in our staff is a huge and a strong part that they can understand. Like we use the Google Translate, but
Mhm.
that's not helping a lot. The human with the human is better. Then it's kind of like those players there from Afghanistan, I have a stronger connection. But I am trying to make another, like the same level with another families, but it will not be the same because I know their language. Then I'm asking the other coaches to just come and support them and help them. Kind of that's support
Yeah.
of the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, that's incredible. And I think that, something that I've really learned, right? And because that's the whole point of this podcast, right? Is that I want to learn and grow and learn from different people and different connections. And what I've learned is how many players are trying to make a shift in mental health awareness, and how, a lot of these people, they've made it to the top. They've won World Series, they won Super Bowls, they may have won the World Cup, all of these things. And at the end, they feel empty, and asking themselves that question, why? And it starts with the coaches. It starts with how we are treating these players, and how we are teaching them to look at winning. Like the game is not a means to an end, right? It's a tool to help you get to where you want to go. There's a reason that 92% of women in C-suites played sports. It's because they learned how to kind of push themselves and learned how to take constructive criticism, and learned how to, work hard and be a team player and all of those things. But looking at the player as a whole is something that I have learned a lot about, and saying, okay, after every game, I'm going to ask my boys, I'm going to, ask my daughter, what are 3 things you did really well? Because we don't ask them those. They're really quick to say, oh, I need to improve on, my kicking, or I need to improve on this, or I need to get faster, or whatever. But it's really hard for kids now to say, these are the 3 things I did really well. And that was a real like light bulb moment for me of, they're kids. Like they should be able to say, oh, I did this, I did awesome at this, I did, and it's almost like they're kind of being robbed of that because, we want to always be telling them to be pushing and striving for greater. So how do you balance that of saying, okay, I want you to feel confident in yourself, and I want you to know that you did really great, still pushing them, right? Because you still want to push a person a little bit to be greater because you see their potential, but you still want to stick to that core of you're doing amazing right where you are. Even if you never got any better at soccer, you're still an amazing person. And I'm wondering how you balance those two aspects as a coach.
Honestly, as my daily competitions are, I feel like, because I'm getting myself as a better coach, getting better licenses,
Yeah.
it's because I want the girls to get better. Because if when they compete with other teams and they win, I know the winning is not important, but winnings and losing are giving a good message for the players to get better from the last season, get better from
How
yesterday.
to improve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
improve
Sure.
their skills
Mhm.
as they get better, because football matches and these competitions are giving a good feeling for the players. Win give you make like confidence, like make you
Mhm.
stronger. The
Yeah.
lose is like finding your weaknesses. Kind of, I'm pushing that one to they get better in the field. I mean, because as soon they get better on the field, they feel like, oh, I can do this. Then eventually, with being better in the field, they will be better in the school. Then they will be better in their life. Then they will be a good sister. Then they will be a good brother. Like, kind of, it's coming from the fields and it goes to their lives. Like,
Mhm.
that's why I'm always saying, like, soccer is a school of life. Like, it gives you and teaches you in so many ways. And the who has the most important job is the coach.
Mhm.
Like, put everything together and guide them and
Yeah.
find out. It will go back to what we said before, making trust, making
Mhm.
your connection, building those communication. It's arriving to what the player wants.
Yeah.
Like, if my player doesn't want to go to be a referee or doesn't want to be a coach in the future,
Mhm.
then Coach Hajar will not force them. Oh, the
Mhm.
coach is so good.
Mhm.
Or referee,
Mhm.
it's fit for you. No, it's understanding what they're feeling,
Their
what
goal.
they're interested. That's why always, if I have them for the game or for the player, like off the pitch, I'm asking what is your plan for next season?
Mhm.
Like, the plan is not only to go to the games, the plan is, if you're a junior, you're going to the senior. Are you applying for the college? Do you need support? If you're going, like, if you're eighth grade, do you need any direction for which high school you select? Or like which college you want to apply?
Yeah.
Do you want to go to visit the colleges? Then kind of guiding them through in a positive way. Because let me tell you a story. Like, there was a girl in my team, was like, kind of, I worked with her 2 seasons, and the end of the season I asked her, now next year you will be junior. Like, it's kind of almost getting ready for the next step of your education. What is your plan? And she told me, Coach Hajar, when I finish my high school, I really like to go work for McDonald's. That answer, like kind of, like you feel like she will give you another answer, but as
Yeah.
and it was so hard. I was mad, was sad, kind of like complex feeling. But I said, I take a breath and I said, calm down. It's okay. It it is like her idea. And I came back home and I was talking with my husband and said, my player said that one. You know what I found out? It is because nobody at their house, at their neighborhood, or at their network is not guiding her what is next. She came to this country alone or with the family. Everything is new. The system is new. The language is new. The
Mhm.
school is new. All the system. That's why, like, what she saw, that's her, like, that is her
That was
direction.
her goal. That was
That
her
was her
goal
youth.
was
Then I
to
said, people become doctor, people become coaches, people can be security and police, like so many other careers are for the girls, is not just working. And then with that answer, I hold it and I will keep talking with my players. And now that was the start of to talking more, to just tell them these are the ways and these are the pathways. You girl, you can go there. This will be possible. Then I made a workshop. In the middle of my season, I made a workshop to come build your resume, build what is the dream, which dreams you have. Then they put the answers and put it on the flip charts, like writing on the stickers and flip it. Then I hold that one and kind of make it as an archive to see who wants to be what. Then I saw so many answers, but that made me happy. Some of them, they said, I want to be nurse. Some of this, I want to be pilot. I want to be doctor. Though some of them said, I don't know, Coach Hajar, but I want to be like you. Like, and said, oh, like these answers made me happy. Then I keep working with them and talking to, this is the pathway. This is the way you can be and get better. Kind of, it's coming back to our first, what we start. The coach is very important. Like, who is coaching you, where you're like playing
Very
is
much
very
so.
important. It's so important because that person can change your life left and right and can understand you and show you on the right way, or understand you but not showing the right way. And you will might go to work somewhere you don't deserve.
Absolutely. And and this is on a scale of just, I had women at the hospital that they were housekeepers and they were really just super brilliant, and I just talked to them and I was like, did you guys ever go to school? Like, did you ever want to go to college or want to, not trying to be patronizing, but just asking, did you want to do those things? And it was, oh, my family was so poor. I didn't even know that was an option. Right. So I think that is like universal in the sense that there are people that have barriers in their mind based on what they know and what's available. And there are so many resources out there that are available for people. And that's why I wanted to start this podcast, because people don't know. The nonprofit market is kind of oversaturated a little bit to where people are like, I don't even know where to start. And so if we say, hey, if you think Coach Hajar is cool, like, you're going to listen to the podcast and she's going to tell you all about, Soccer Without Borders. And she's going to tell you all the cool things about that. And, maybe somebody would say, oh, that's awesome. Like, I want to be a part of that. And so just giving people that opportunity to say, I want to be more, but I don't know how. And, maybe this is just the starting point where you say, okay, I'm going to be your how, and I want to be that resource for you. And I want to know personally what the most rewarding moment that you've had experiencing helping young girls.
I have many stories, but I could say one of my player came to United States like 2 months before join our team, and she was really quiet and silent, but sometimes playing, sometimes not playing. But eventually, like being in the team, talking with the other girls slowly. Then after a couple seasons, exactly 4 seasons, then I saw her. She became strong person. She was joining our referee training, and she became referees to coach the younger girls in middle school, and asking me like, can I be elementary assistant coach? Kind of those one that shaped goes to where, like, from quiet person to a strong person and have a strong voice in the team. Like, kind of always I say like, okay, they arrive here feeling uncertain, feeling like being quiet, doesn't know like how to do it, but eventually being in the team with the soccer reporters and coaching, they will become someone they even didn't think about it, or they even not dream of it. But now I have not only one, I have multiple, like the like kind of that players, they are feeling strong in the field. And anytime we make a circle and everybody's in the circle, like has a strong voice. She is guiding, like kind of, even if I'm not there, she is collecting all the players to come and run the station or run the drill. Kind of that one is
Love it.
like, always I see like, okay, soccer, see, if you are a quiet, so shy person, but eventually you will find your way in the field to lead a group of team. Now, anytime I'm saying to my players, this is example and a place you can learn and you can gain experience and you can earn a lot of good memories from here. Eventually, if you go to the bigger group in your college, will be a lot of players, a lot of teams, and a lot of people. Then other places, like it's starting from here, but if you go to the big place, you will not feel shy again. You will be stronger and you will be more confident to speak. That's kind of a story I could say. Like, I see how this transformed from a quiet person to a strong person in the field. And I am sure when she goes to college, when she goes higher education, she will be the same. And she's carrying this feeling in a longer time.
Yeah. I wonder, you don't coach boys, do you? You're only females, correct?
I used to coach elementary. It was a co-ed team.
Mhm.
And I stopped last season because now I am a commissioner of middle school league, which is specific for girls. And that's why my high school girls are going to coach refereeing the middle school. And currently I'm not coaching the boys, but I
Okay.
and during of the summer is one of part of our work because Soccer Reporters is all year long program.
Mhm.
We have summer season and fall season, but between these two, which is summer and winter, in summer we have a summer camp. In the summer camp, everybody is coming, all the coaches together, and
Mhm.
all the high school girls, high school boys, middle school, and elementary. Everybody's in one soccer camp. Then who is older, which is high school uh, boys and girls, they are coaching the middle school and the elementary, and for 5 weeks or
Okay.
2 weeks because we have summer camp in different cities. In Baltimore, we have 5 weeks. In Boston, we have 3 weeks, like kind of a different weeks, but we do the same curriculum. Like high school participants will become the leader to coaching the elementary and middle school during of the summer. And the winter time, we do a lot of community building. On the community building, we do like taking them to hiking, taking them to camping, like kind of being outside of the soccer to
Yeah.
learn from the community. Yes, I then on the summer I have coaching the high school boys with high school girls together to they can coach the COVID of our summer camp.
Do you feel like coaching young girls has healed something within you where maybe you were taught or believed when you were younger that you couldn't be more or couldn't do more because of where you grew up and because of what the Taliban perpetuated about young girls? Like, do you feel like it's healed something within you that I am enough? I am strong. I am, all of these things that they told me I wasn't for so long.
If I take you back, this is a very good part. It's healing, and I'm feeling and I am watching it or witnessing every day that soccer has shaped my life. I become who I want to be. Even they block the road, even they stop me, even they close the doors, even they hide my passport, even like with any reason they weren't just coming to stop me to play soccer, but I didn't stop. I continue, but after a long time, because I never give up. I could keep continuing. I keep playing. I keep advocating, and nobody could stop me until now. What who I become, I'm so proud. That's why I stay on the field. I never left the football. I never left the pitch. I'm still in the pitch to what I receive, what I'm feeling. I want to give it back to the community, not only for the girls, for the whole youth, for the whole generation, because every single person who is a boy, who is a girl, they deserve to be strong. They deserve what they want to be. Like nobody could stop them. Like who are older, like a mom or a dad or an aunt or an uncle, you are the person to provide for them, not stop them. If you don't know what they're saying, what they're desiring, you don't need to stop them. You can coach, you can introduce them to the coach. You can introduce them to a counselor. You can introduce to a mentor, not stopping them. That's why like we are using soccer in the soccer borders to give them that confidence, make that safe space for the young generation who are arriving in this country and not having anybody and not knowing any system. And like as I say, like the soccer just started, but it is the space could create a lot of opportunity for the younger generation. And that's why I keep doing it till they can feel confident. As soon you understand yourself and you feel confident, then you can find the pathway. You can change your career. You can change the pathways because you are a strong person. And none of those lost or none of those moving or being in the different places in a new cities or new countries will not stop you because you already build yourself a strong and a
You
confident
have it. You
person.
have it in you. You just
Yes,
need,
you have it.
yeah.
Just location will be changed. The cities will be changed. The team will be changed. The coach will be changed, but you never be changed because you have the mission already in your heart, in your like core of your like mind. That's why I want to try and giving back to the community, giving back to the players, and what I am doing directly or indirectly with my players to keep them telling them to you are a strong person, and if you are not, you will become a strong person. But what? With the practicing, with being in the field, with coming and taking assignments, taking like ownership, taking like kind of become like captain of the team and talking with the people. Like what other I'm doing it is on the circles to when we do some laps to running, like do stretches. While do we do stretches, like we make a big circle and I say like, who wants to be leader today to run the stretches? Kind of giving that position to they feel, oh, I own this place or I can do this one. Where you can find that, like in a younger age, where you can lead people. This is the place. This is the space we are providing to they can feel strong. They can own. They can lead them like their peers. Then eventually, with the practicing, like one season, the second season, the third season, like you will learn. You eventually it will be part of your life. It will be part of you.
I have a question for you. What do you feel is the difference between being a leader and being in charge?
What will be the difference?
What's the difference between a leader and being in charge?
I-
What makes a true leader?
I could say what is in charge, what is giving to you, you're just doing that one, like kind of assignment, like kind of a boss. Like you're just doing that job and you know the start and finish, done. When it's finished, done. But leader is understanding everybody, understanding the environment, what is good, what is not good. Kind of the leader, I could say that is to adapting quickly with the situation it is. Like kind of if I am a coach to in charge of just coach this team in a specific time and in a specific place, then I will not go beyond that. I will not go visit the families. I will not go to see other friends. I will not meet them at their lunchtime at the cafeteria at their during of their school time. I'm not making more connection. I'm just doing the job.
Yeah,
But the leader is going beyond what is they have been told or what they have given. That's why like they could see around, and every player is what I am trying to make them leader is that to understand, adapt with any situation, like
Yeah.
take the control, but understanding your
Yeah.
situation, your problem, your pain, your background. Kind of, we have a Mantera at the Sakura borders, leave your shoes behind the door. It is like kind of who you are, what you have in your heart. Leave it when you come to this space, like make everybody happy, make everybody joy, and understand the situation. If a person doesn't want to play, don't force them to play.
Sure.
Don't be that bossy person. Be humble in the team. Like kind of that one is like in every session we are providing them and I could see the result from them. Like where and when they're referee, where when they're the youth leader, where when they could go to the school and talk with their teachers, talk with the principal, or join the culture night, or lead the people like, let's go, like let's do this is so cool, or this is so nice from soccer team, let's do at this culture night at the school. Or if they have any festival in their schools, I could see these soccer players are so creative and doing a lot of good activities during of their schools. That's kind of the leader we want to see, to not just be in one place in one direction. We want to be in like open and beyond what they are.
What do you feel like people's biggest misconception about you has been?
Wow, I don't know, honestly.
Yeah. You feel like, is there anything about you that people maybe misunderstand that you're like, oh no, I'm actually not like that at all?
Most of my colleagues and the people who met me first, they feel like I'm very strict and very boss. but eventually they said, "Oh, you're so friendly, or you're very like kind of cool." Like before, they feel like I'm very strict, acting so professionally, and like just strict. But eventually they say, "No, I'm very humble and I'm very friendly." Like when I came to my new city, and most of they say like, "Wow, Hajar, he's so strict or so like direct." Kind of they feel that one, but they told me after a long time meeting each other and working together, and they say like, "No, you're very friendly." Kind of. That's the only thing
Hmm.
that came in my
I
mind.
think I think it's like very intimidating when someone knows your story, right? Because they know everything that you had to overcome to be here today. And you think to yourself, okay, I think I'm a pretty strong person, but I am not stand up to the Taliban strong. So that person is a badass. Like it's intimidating. So I could definitely see where people would be very intimidated by you.
Yeah, I think it's coming from soccer. I'm giving
You're,
the what I have. It is the power of sport, the
yeah.
power, the field.
Is your family still back in the Middle East?
They moved when the 2021, when the Taliban came for the second time and took the control of Afghanistan. They couldn't stay because it was not safe. My father was also part of government and worked for government for so long, and my sisters, like four sisters, they are so educated, and four of them are in. They work in a high level country in high level part of Afghanistan before Taliban. Then they couldn't stay because Taliban was the first action or the first step they took. It was to remove any Afghan, like any girls and women from any part of society. That's why they banned education, they banned work employment for women and girls, and they banned the whole sport activities. Before we had 23 federations in Afghanistan, that 23 sports were actively making teams, making coaches, making proud for the team, but the whole activities got banned. Like all of those activities, and it was not safe for most of the girls and women who were actively their face was on the public and they were publicly speaking. It was not safe for them. Then they moved from outside of Afghanistan, but they are safe now.
Is there a misconception maybe that you had about Americans living in the Middle East? And then when you came here, you're like, oh, that wasn't true at all.
Honestly, I didn't have that kind of most people say like culture shock or
Mhm.
surprising, because before I coming to United States, I traveled to so many countries, to Europe countries, to Asian countries, and I came couple times in United States, and I had a lot of friends from many countries. I eventually, with every match we went outside of Afghanistan through Afghanistan national team, or every training or sessions or workshop I went outside of Afghanistan, I learned and I met multi people from different background and different cultures. Then I understand before, like I learned before I moved outside of Afghanistan. Then I don't have that one, like kind of. Then
So, can you give maybe my listeners, because there may be people that listen to this that are kind of just sports fans or fans of like listening to nonprofits, those things. They may not know a lot about the Taliban, but it's obviously it's very important to understand who they are, what they represent, what they're doing to females, what they're doing to your country. And if you could just give a brief synopsis of what they are and what they do.
my perspective is they have been a terrorist group, and they came to Afghanistan 1996 first time, and they destroyed so many places and they took over the government and they lead. The first thing they did, they stopped the whole schools education for Afghan and girls, because before 1996 we had a lot of girls, doctors, engineers, and all the universities was where like girls and boys together they were getting education. Even I heard from my family that international student was coming in Kabul to study. Then just suddenly Taliban came for 5 years and it stopped everything. Then everything vanished. Like all education was banned for Afghan women and girls. And it was the only thing they could do. It was raising children, getting married. It was the whole purpose. It was to just be at home, raise children, clean, wash, it's just staying home. Like kind of they be, they built that one to just you're not built for outside. You don't you don't need to get education. You just need to read Quran, and kind of the girls could go to the sixth until like sixth grade, but most of the girls are not allowing even to go to the sixth grade. It was like just kind of it was say like no for all that. Then when the new government arrived and 2021 and US came to Afghanistan, the whole real Afghanistan was just rebuilding. That's why like I say like when we came back also to Afghanistan around 2002, then the whole it was a wave of big changes in Afghanistan. The old moms and aunts and dads and brothers, everybody was coming outside, going to get education, get employment, get better. That's why we start to get that courage to start soccer, and we started football around 2025, 2026, and before that was not anyone kicking the balls in Afghanistan. Then like that wave was going to every sector. That's why like around 2026 when the UN published a research that was Afghanistan had 37% of parliament was women, and we had almost 10 women ambassadors in different countries, and we had 23 federations, sport federations. And in any sectors you see, we have accomplished so many good, accomplished a lot in so many sectors. We had so many doctors, engineers, and we had pilots. So we have soccer players, we have coaches, we have referees. We had so many things. Like light was going rising so quickly and going up suddenly. But during of this years, we were rising up, but it's like while Taliban was disrupting us to come and explode. There was a lot of explosion during of like 2024 until like they came back.
Yeah.
It was like school got exploded, like the wedding ceremony was exploded, like many people got killed. It was just kind of disrupting to not do activities, and the message was this, that any like the message was to the foreigners are in Afghanistan and they're destroying Afghanistan. Then all those ones, but I seen a lot of girls and women, they never stopped. They keep fighting, they keep advocating, and they keep encouraging, and they get
Like
they
you are one of them. Yeah.
and they get accomplishment, and they get keep doing a good work for Afghanistan to build better Afghanistan. Like kind of in so many ways, we rebuild so many societies, institutes, schools, hospitals. We were in a good positions. Anytime I was going outside of Afghanistan to represent my country, when I come back, I had that pride feeling. I was on like I was thinking, and I'm in the golden time. But the only thing we were lucky, it was lack of security, because nobody, like every day I was going outside of home to go to school or go to the football federation. I was aware I might not come back home. I might be one of those girls to get exploded, get killed. Kind of every girls in Afghanistan, they were working, they were studying, and the same time they had that feeling. Every time we were going outside of home, we said goodbye to mom and my dad, because we we were feeling we might not come, because in front of us there was like so many people got killed. And during of 2016 2017, situation was getting harder, right? Like the security part. But then meanwhile, none of this generation stopped their advocating. Nobody was stopping, and nobody was had fear about that. Like yes, it was so hard, dangerous for everybody, but I don't know what was inside of us. What was inside of us what keep pushing us to just continue until the Taliban. We are not stopping. We are not that generation to stop and let you to come over as and stop as and let like hide as at home and just make four walls in our houses. Then sadly, then 2017, 2.6 million of Afghan, they got displaced, and I was one of them. And my life got disrupted, and I moved to United States only because to be safe, because that was a golden time for me to represent my country, to become doctor in my country, to serve my people in the Football Federation and also in the hospital. I was working in a hospital like nights, and I was working in a Football Federation on days, but I never got tired. One day, my older sister said, Hajar, anytime I see you, I feel like you become kind of a machine. And I said, why you said that? And she said, you're studying, you're a medical doctor, and you're going to hospital 3 nights, 4 nights a week to work like taking the shift of nights, and the day you're going back to practice of your national team and also working for Football Federation, to not stopping this movement. You're continuing and you're working to continue this movement to bring more girls in the federation. Then what I'm seeing, like, first of all, I'm so impressed that how you're not getting tired. I was waking up like early, and I was sleeping late night, but kind of every day was the job. Like, it was me, but I understand, like me was 100 girls in Afghanistan doing the same to keep this movement strong and ongoing. Then I moved to US, and a couple years I paused my career, I paused my work, I paused my like I didn't have my family here. I left everything in Afghanistan. Then I was feeling so alone, but the
Yeah.
only thing I didn't left, it was my mission for soccer. Then luckily I found Soccer Borders. Then I'm calling home because Soccer Borders is doing exactly what I was doing in Afghanistan, to get the girls to the game, get them in the field, bring them, to give that confidence and give that space for them. Then yeah, I started when as soon I saw the mission and their website, and I said, that is their organization of missions, but that's my life mission. Then like quickly I adapt, and I found myself at home. That was the power of sport that I didn't live. I had it with myself to carry, and now I used to do for one nation in Afghanistan. Now in United States, I do for multi nations. We are serving 56 countries in this organization, and we have 46 languages. I know I don't know a lot of languages, but what I found is, in girls who came from South America, who came from Central America, who came from Middle East, who came from South Asia, all of us, or all of them, had a common. And what is it? They feel alone here. They left everything home, and now they're here for safety, for new life. That's why Soccer Without Border is very important. And we are serving in a very important generation. And I am so glad we are using soccer to build their life in a better version. All of them are coming here, and we have a common to the parents. They have parents or they don't have, but they have soccer. Soccer doesn't need language, doesn't need a huge stadium, a huge building. It needs only one ball, one coach, one safe space, which we are providing for them.
I want to go back to what you said earlier, because it just like hit me like a ton of bricks when you told me that you would leave home and every day you'd go to soccer practice, you would be hugging your parents and telling them bye because you never knew if the Taliban would kill you. And I can't even imagine the trauma that you've had to overcome, and getting into a positive mental space to where you feel you can trust again. Because really, I mean, your whole, you're growing up, you learn to not trust adults. Really. I mean, you never knew if you'd be killed. You were told that you couldn't be what you wanted to be. that you were a woman, that you couldn't do anything other than be a housewife, and how you have learned to heal that part. And I want to know how you learned to heal that, where you learn to trust people again, or if you still have issues with that, where you think it's something you continue to work on, but you have had a lot of trauma in your life. And um, I'm wondering what your message is to people that have dealt with a lot of trauma like you have in learning how to heal.
It is hard. It is hard that you work hard in a positive way and you think everything will be best, everything will be okay. But we experience everything will not be the same way you're thinking. The security is not safe. The place you're going not safe. As you mentioned, the people are around you're not trusting. Over all those ones, it comes, I could say, comes back to the field. We trust the coach. We trust the space we are entering. And with that one, we are providing a better version of the people. What I had, it was supporting of my family. I had family with me. I had a school. I had a teacher. They were in kind of supporting me in any ways with having them in my life. And like kind of we're saying, I have my mom's pray with me. That's why I'm alive. Or I have my mom with me. My mom's pray. That's why I'm strong. Kind of that one. We had it in our heart and our mind that keep us to stay strong and keep moving. And back, I should say, it is not easy. It is not easy when you're sleeping, when you're in the car, when you're watching around, you feel like anything could happen now. When I was in 2026, end of 2026, I was in my medical school in my class, and we had a final internal surgery exam. And we were like just taking our exams, and then everybody was like sitting around, like my teacher was around, and my classmate was around. Then the huge explosion happened in less than half a mile from our university, and the whole building was glass and all shrank and everything goes down. And the only thing I remember that the teachers was like pushing us to one room to stay there, and we stayed there for 6 7 hours because behind, like outside, it was Taliban, and also this police and the security from Afghan army were just fighting. Then those that day we lost a lot of young people and that explosion, but I was safe. But we lost like only 2 3 students from university. But kind of we had not, this is one example, but we seen in so many tragedy and dangerous scenario in Afghanistan. I'm not saying all of them this podcast, so it's I'm getting like heavy feeling, but it was not easy for anybody. Taliban had been killed so many young girls, so many young generation. And one day, what I still remember, around 2017, one car was coming from media to their houses. Then seven young journalists just got killed. Another girl just came from Kyrgyzstan, getting their master, came back to Afghanistan and got job at the UN Women, and she just got killed because you were working for like outside of home or working in the government. All those ones, like, it was hard. And my dad or my mom saying like, stop, it is enough. But I was saying like, we haven't accomplished, we haven't finished, the mission is on, we have to keep continuing, we have to going. Then what do we have? We had each other, we had our peers, we had students, we had our teachers. We would keep talking and giving each other like safety or good feeling or motivation. It was all that. We never give up, we never stop, we never left the field. But because of safety, I moved here. But now I have the fields to give other ones. And I think it come back to your question, like how we stay. It was kind of the mission we chose. That was kind of This is my vision and this is my mission, and I am doing it. Until now, I'm never stopped it, and I'm not stopping, and I keep continuing. The geography changed, the city changed, but my mission is still the same, to providing good service and good platform, safe space for the younger generation to they have
The
better, safe life in the future.
the resistance through soccer. That is honestly, you need to write a book because your story is fascinating. And your courage is something I really believe that should be envied because there's so many people that, you know, they say that there's two types of evil. There's people who do evil things and there's people who sit by and watch evil things happening and don't do anything about it. And you had the feeling of being killed every day leaving the house, and you continued to say, no, this is the right thing to do. And women should be able to go to school. They should be able to play sports. They should be able to do anything a man here should do. And I'm going to keep doing this. And there's not a lot of people that have that type of bravery and that kind of courage. And I think that you should just know what a rare breed you are. So I just wanted you to know that because I'm so inspired by you and so inspired by everything that you've done. And we will continue to push this movement for you. And I genuinely believe in what you're saying, that soccer can change lives, and it's more than soccer. It's not about soccer. It's about letting people know that they could be anything that they want to be, and you give them that confidence. So thank you so much for coming on. And honestly, I could probably have you on every week and hear a new story every week and be just as fascinated. But truly, I think that you should write a book because you are an absolutely fascinating human being. And I really, really appreciate you being here today.
I appreciate. Thank you for having me. I would say, whether you're coaching, or you're volunteering, or you're organizing, or investing in any places, especially in the soccer, especially in soccer rubbers, you're part of this movement. And anybody who is working in any ways, they are part of this movement, and you're part of the change.
Hell yeah, I'm here for it. Let's girls rule the world. Let's go.
Yes, and at the end, I would say, like, because of this community, like soccer reporters, we are opening the doors, and those doors will stay open for the younger generation.
I love it. Dr. Hajar, thank you so much. I will continue the movement. So thank you. It was so nice having you today. I'm sorry I went a little over time, but I really appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate it. It's okay. I can't. I didn't see the time, but
I didn't either. I was just like fascinated. I was like, oh gosh, I went over. Sorry. But thank you so much. And we will be posting this all over social media. So to all of our followers, if there is any way that you want to get involved, if you want to donate, if you want to volunteer, if there is any way that you want to be a part of this movement with Soccer Without Borders, where should they go, Hajar?
I could say Soccer Borders is we have in our website, and then a website we have the part for donations. It can go to our Soccer Borders, or if they are close to Maryland, close to Colorado, close to Bay Area, they can select their locations, and we are receiving directly from the cities they're providing. And I would appreciate for any like dollars or any support through Soccer Reporters, because the young generation who are in our team or in our community, they deserve. And
what about if there's a little girl out there that loves soccer and wants to join? How would she go about that?
they can talk with their school, because in schools we are like, if we are located in different cities, I don't know who you will listen from, which locations, but we have four cities right now. Baltimore, Maryland, and we are in Boston, Massachusetts, and we are in Denver and Greeley in Colorado, and we are in Oakland and San Francisco at California. Like, if you are around these cities or these neighborhoods, we are welcoming you to this community at any age. We have programming at elementary, middle school, and high school. And if you would like, you're graduating, you're also welcome to come to be part of this community as a part-time job, or as a coach, or as a referee, or as a volunteer, or as a mentor. Like, if you have any skills you can provide for our girls and boys, for the youth, you're welcome to come to any of these cities.
And you guys provide all equipment. I'm going to put that out there too. They provide, if you don't have the money, your family doesn't have the money, you guys will provide everything for them as well. So please talk to your schools.
Our program is a free program all year long. But most of program is after school. Like, during of the school, we will not have the program, but after school we have program, and the school is closed and we are still active, and it's free for everybody. We are providing equipment, we are providing uniforms, even the cleats, because we are receiving all the equipment, and we're providing for all of the girls and boys who are coming to our program.
And we want to see this keep growing. We want to see this go to every major city in America. So let's keep moving and pushing soccer without borders. So please, again, last round of applause for Dr. Hajar. You did such an amazing job. And I really, really appreciate you and just admire you so much.
Thank you so much.
It's good to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day.
You as well. Thank you. Bye.
And that's the giving game. If today's episode hits close to home for you, the donation link for this athlete's charity will be in the description below. And if you can't donate right now, hey, that's okay too. Just do something kind for somebody today. The world needs more of that. See you next time.